Four friends arrived in a cottage to spend their weekend. Just half a kilometer away lies a haunted lake known to everyone around, shrouded in mystery and whispered stories. As they gather around a crackling bonfire, the warmth of the flames contrasts with the chilling tales that linger in the air. Inviting the caretaker Ray to join them, they eagerly seek to learn more about the local legends. When it's Ray's turn in the game, he quickly chooses his dare, setting a tense atmosphere with his confident demeanor. He reveals something chilling. The lake is a deadlock, remaining dry from morning until afternoon, only to fill with dark water as evening approaches. With curiosity piqued, Ely asks if anyone has ever seen the monster that supposedly resides in the lake, her voice barely above a whisper. Ray, with a grave expression, responds, "Anyone who has seen it is no longer alive." After that, Ray begins to recount a chilling tale, his voice low and measured as he captures their full attention. Many years ago, a man who had previously cared for the cottage was walking back from the area after drinking, unaware of the lurking danger. Many years ago, a man who had previously caretaken the cottage was walking back from the area after drinking. Although the path was blocked with a sign warning people not to come, some still ventured into the area. As he was walking, suddenly, the monster emerged from the lake and pulled him inside. The only sound that followed was a faint echo. After killing him, that monster begins to take on the appearance of that man and waits there for new prey. Just as he finishes this story, the owner of the cottage calls out to Ray, asking him to come over. The owner scolds Ray for sharing such stories, warning him that it deters clients and customers from coming to the cottage. Then it's David's turn, and the others challenge him to go and fill a bottle with water from the lake, despite the fear that has settled among them. Ely, David's girlfriend, pleads with him not to go, but David insists that it's just water. He grabs a bottle and heads out towards the lake. Ely paced back and forth, her heart racing as the weight of David's absence hung heavily in the air, her eyes darting to the path he had taken. Determined not to waste any more time, Ely turned to her friends, urging them to join her in the search for David, her voice filled with urgency. As they prepared to leave, a chilling rustle in the bushes made them freeze, and just then, David emerged. But he looked different, eerily unsettling. Moments earlier, David had been innocently filling his water bottle at the lake, blissfully unaware of the dark force that awaited him beneath the surface. Without warning, as David placed the bottle into the lake, a powerful force yanked him underwater, pulling him into the depths of a chilling abyss. Now, standing before his friends in a haunting guise, David's behavior was erratic, as if the lake's malevolent spirit had claimed him. Relief washed over Ely and the others as they rushed to embrace him, their hearts pounding with joy at his return, unaware of the darkness now lurking within. Once back at their cozy cottage, they quickly handed David a drink. After drink, he becomes unconscious, and when he opens his eyes, they are very happy to see David and take him back to their cottage, where they give him a drink. As soon as he drinks it, he becomes unconscious, and when he opens his eyes, he finds himself in the house of that boy. Actually, the lake monster has entered David, but the lake monster has almost lost its power and is unable to use it. Now, when the monster is inside David at his house, and David's family is a vegetarian, David's father tells him, "Take this money and bring something from the market." As he goes to the market, he sees a lot of crowds and cars, which all seem very strange to him because it is peaceful by the lake where he used to eat fish. While he is walking in the market, he spots a showroom with aquariums. He feels like eating fish, but the shop owner stops him and tells him to leave. As he walks away, he thinks about how to return to his lake. David's heart raced as he spotted the taxi, its yellow silhouette cutting through the gloom like a beacon of desperation. With a trembling hand, he scribbled a note for the fare, his mind consumed by thoughts of the dead lake that awaited him. But just as he was ready to leap into the abyss, a stranger's voice pierced through his dark resolve, asking why he was trying to commit suicide. Before he could respond, they seized him gently but firmly, pulling him away from the edge and calling for the police. Handcuffed and bewildered, David found himself in a jail cell where the grim reality sank in that attempting suicide was also a crime. As he rifled through his pockets, the phone revealed itself to be his own, and the first number dialed was that of his girlfriend Ely. After a long wait, Ely arrived to bail him out, her concern palpable as they drove home together with another friend. Once they arrived, David's father erupted with anger, scolding him harshly for not bringing the market supplies in the morning. The reprimand escalated quickly as his father's hand struck him 2 or 3 times, igniting a fury within David that he could no longer contain. "And now you come back at night," David's father said, his voice heavy with disappointment as he looked down at his son. After that, he takes him inside and slaps him 2 to 3 times, a moment filled with both anger and regret. This makes the monster inside David very angry as dark thoughts swirl in his mind, contemplating vengeance. As they talk too much, Ely interrupts, her voice quivering with concern as she informs her friends about David's strange behavior. After that, they decide to go to the caretaker at the dead lake, determined to reveal the truth and seek help. Ely comes to David's house again, with her 3 friends concocting an excuse about his grandmother being sick to lure him away. As soon as they get into the taxi, they hand David a large raw fish to eat, its glistening scales reflecting the moonlight laced with a drug to make him unconscious. After that, when they arrive and speak to the caretaker, he greets them with a knowing look, leading them to the place where their grandfather resides. His grandfather explains that the power of the lake monster is contained in a pouch that is tied to him, revealing an ancient secret they never knew. His grandfather explained that the power of the lake monster is contained in a pouch that is tied to him. "We need to destroy that pouch." In between where they had captured David, he mysteriously vanished near the lake. Monster's power increased. After that, as everyone began searching for him, he started attacking his friends one by one as the monster within him took control. During the struggle, when he grabbed Ely by the throat and was about to harm her, his grandfather attacked him from behind. Upon seeing his grandfather, the monster recognized him and exclaimed, "You're still the same after all these years." A fierce battle ensued between them, and somehow the grandfather managed to pull out a pouch and threw it into the fire, which extinguished the monster's power, freeing David. Afterward, David revealed that the lake monster had never truly existed. It was actually his servant Tommy who had been inside him all along.